Hello. Good morning, my beautiful students. How are you today? I hope that you are pretty fine. Okay, let's continue with our class for today, where we are going to be talking about verbs, regulars and irregulars, and the pronunciation of the regular verbs. Was it easy or difficult? What do you think? Well, I guess that it could a kind of easy. If it is difficult, don't worry, because today we are going to continue practicing with that. For that reason, let me share with you my screen. Here it is. Excellent. First, my presentation. Yes, here we are. Okay, one more time, welcome to this week. Let's continue with the topics that we have for today. For that reason, here we go. Let's go here. Yes, I'm going to be changing my gifts or my memes in this week. As I was telling you during all this week, it is a pleasure to have you back. One more time. Great to have you back. And let's continue with this. On your marks, ready, set, and go. Let's start with the class. Okay, cha-cha-cha-chan, what are we going to do? Well, we are going to continue with regulars and irregular verbs. But in this case, we are going to start with the regular verbs. We already know that regular verbs are the verbs that ends with et. The situation is going to be the pronunciation that we are going to be having with these verbs. For that reason, let's start with this. So we were saying that regular verbs are going to be having three sounds, d, t, and it. And the situation during our last class was trying to figure it out with which letters we are going to be having these sounds. But fortunately, we were saying that there are some tips or some letters that are going to be helping us to know where I am going to be using the sound it, the T sound, and the D sound. Yes, yes. And we were talking about this. We were saying that the pronunciation of words in English with et, the regular verbs, the pronunciation of the regular verbs in past of the verbs, or the pronunciation of the words or verbs that ends or ending in ed is going to depend on the final consonant sound. The consonant before the ed. And we were mentioning that we are going to be having three pronunciations, the it, t, and d. When I am going to be using the d sound, when I am going to be using the t sound, and when I am going to be using the it sound. Well, we are going to be having two kind of words, the voiceless and the voiced. The voiceless and the voiced. Excellent. Voiced words or voiced sounds are going to be the sounds that are going to be having an effect on your throat. Those sounds are going to be having a vibration or a humming sound on your throat. And What are those letters? Well, actually, you can see them here. These are going to be those letters that are going to be voiced with a vibration or on your vocal cords, a humming sound. R, v, z, 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 v, Your vocal cords are vibrating, or your vocal cords are humming on your throat. And if you are going to be having that vibration on your throat, you are going to be ending the words with the letter D. But also we are going to be having some letters that are going to be voiceless. I mean, they are not going to be pronouncing a sound on your vocal cords. For example, these ones that I have here, P, K, can you see it? Well, be careful with this one because it's not grrr. No, laugh. Remember, laugh. It's like a F. Laugh. Sniff. Laugh. Excellent. With those letters that doesn't produce a sound, a vibration, or humming as humming sound, you are going to be using the letter T. Now we are going to be having a third sound that is going to be that when you have a word, a verb that ends with T or D, what a coincidence. When you have a verb that ends with T and D, you are going to be using the sound it. For example, want it, need it. That is going to be the clues that you are going to be following in order to know the pronunciation of the verbs in past. 3. So remember, and also words that end in a vowel sound, we use the. Okay, for example, follow it, enjoy it, play it, try it, continued. Words that ends with vibration or vowels are going to be having the sound the. Okay, followed, enjoy it, play it, try it, continued. Okay, that is going to be. So also yesterday we were practicing with these sounds. No, the it. These are going to be some phonetic sounds that we have, or some phonetic symbols. Okay, some phonetic symbols that we are going to be using in order to know the specific or real pronunciation of each word. Indeed, during the last topics, we are going to be having this part where we are going to be talking about the phonetic alphabet that is going to be super duper useful for you in order that you can use it, and with that you can be having a great and better pronunciation. Well, let's continue with this. So what is the pronunciation of the ED in regular verbs? Well, as we were saying, 3 sounds, it, t, and d. Okay, where I am going to be using the it, when you are going to be having verbs that ends with the letter T or D. Okay, wanted, needed. Voice sounds. What is a voice sound? Well, we are going to be using this when the vocal cords, when we use the vocal cords, and they are going to be producing a vibration or humming sound in the throat. You want to know if you are having a vibration, if they are voiced or voiceless. Try it on your throat with your fingers touching your throat and try to pronounce the sounds. It's going to be harder. Excellent. So, t, that ends with helped, helped, looked, washed, laughed, breathed, kissed, danced, fixed, and voiced, called, cleaned, offered, damaged, loved, used, followed, enjoyed, amazed. Okay, I remember that if we are going to be having some words or some verbs that ends with vowel sound, does not matter because we are going to be using the word, the sound d. Cold, cleaned, offered, damaged, loved, used, followed, enjoyed, amazed. Those are going to be the voiced sounds and the voiceless sounds. Well, and here you have some other examples with it ending for a verb past tense: wanted, needed, decided, dedicated. Oh, the sound, the end of the verb, the end of the verb before the ed. Okay, and we are going to be dividing the pronunciation into syllables. For example, wanted, needed, decided, dedicated. Faster, wanted, needed, decided, dedicated. Oh, there is one, no, with it sound. And here we have some other examples of T endings for past verb tense. For example, laughed, walked, kissed, finished. And some examples with the sound D: cleaned, saved, enjoyed, married. Can you see the difference? T, D, T, D. That is going to be the situation. Hey. So here we are going to be having different kind of rules. Yes, in English we are going to be having a lot of rules. And one of the most important rules that we are going to be having here is this: for verbs that end in the sound t and d, you pronounce it as it. Okay, she accepted a prize. He voted For her at the election, she invented a new machine. The dog warded the house. He waited a long time. You decided to leave. For verbs that end in the sound T and D, you pronounce it as it. She accepted the prize. He voted for her at the election. She invented a new machine. The dog warded the house. He waited a long time. You decided to leave. Okay. What are we going to be doing? You are going to read the sentences slowly and you are going to be practicing the sound. And don't rush. It's important to learn these rules, please. Okay, let me see. How did you pronounce this sentence? Tell me. Okay. She accepted the prize. Okay. How do you pronounce the second one? Okay. He voted for her at the election. Voted for her at the election. What about the number 3? She invented a new machine. Invented a new machine. Cool. What about the number 4? Tell me. The dog warded the house. That's cool. What about the number 5? Okay, he waited a long time. He waited a long time. Excellent. And what about the number 6? Okay, you decided to leave. That's cool. Excellent. You know what? I'm going to give you a super tip. When you're practicing, first try to say it or pronounce the words in present, and then you add the ending it. For example, the dog word. The dog warded. In order that you can be visualizing the sound, no? Okay, what is the final sound? As I was telling you yesterday, no? What is the final sound that we are going to be having? Okay, we are going to read each of these verbs, and you are going to tell me, answering this question, what is the final sound that you hear? Complete, want, meant, shout, lift, need, vote, word, regard. What do you think? Complete, want, meant, shout, lift, need, vote, guard. Be careful, because the final sound is not always the final letter. Super tip. The final sound is not always the final letter. For example, here, your final letter is the letter E, but we don't say both T or something like that. No, vote. Okay, leave guard. Guard. What sentence we are going to be practicing with this? You are going to try to create a sentence with each one of these verbs in present, and then you are going to try to create a sentence with these verbs, but in past, okay? Let's pronounce you. The number one, what is the pronunciation? Excellent, complete. What about the number two? Okay, won't. Number three? Meant. Number four? Shout. To shout. Number five? Lift. Excellent. What about the number six? Need. And the number seven? Vote. Excellent. What about the number eight? Gird. Like the bodyguard. That's cool. Excellent. So you almost got it. Very good. The sound it to do. Rent it. Add it. With the letter T. Remember the sound. The sound is with blue here. To. Rent it. Add it. Cool. So with the letter T. Ooh, voiceless. They are not vibrating. Mixed. Placed. Guessed. Breathed. Watched. Laughed. Finished. Cooked. Jumped. With the T at the end. Now, let's continue with these verbs that ends with the sound D. Filled. Burned. Discovered. Changed. Arrived. Closed. Followed. Enjoyed. Amazed. What do you think? Cool, right? Super cool. It is not as difficult. You can be practicing. Try first of all with verbs that ends with it. Then when you master those verbs, you can continue with the verbs that has voiceless sound at the end. And practice with them, practice with them. Make this knowledge significant. And then try to master the sounds with the rest of the letters that are going to be vibrating or humming here on your throat. Very good. Now, you are going to be helping me with this exercise, okay? I know that you can do it, you can do it. We are going to be trying to do this, okay? And let's start with these verbs. And we are going to be writing them in the correct place. For example, like, like, liked, liked, liked. Excellent, with the letter T. Now, chuk chuk chuk. Ready? Check, checked, checked, checked. Excellent. Ended, ended, ended. Excellent. Here. Asked, 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 asked. T, because it is not vibrating. Waited, waited, waited. Excellent. Wanted, wanted, wanted. Yes. Cleaned, 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 cleaned. Cooked, cooked, cooked. Excellent. Played, 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 played. Listened, listened, listened. Excellent. V. Arrived, 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 because it's voiced. Decided, decided, decided. Excellent. Tied, tied. This is the tied, tied. Excellent. Walked, 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 walked. Fond, 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 found. Actually, while you are going to be practicing, you are going to be realizing or being aware of the voiceless sound or the voiced sound. Little by little, you are going to see this. That's great. Was it easy or difficult, this exercise? What do you think? Easy or difficult? Kind of, right? Kind of. Very good. So for that reason, I'm going to be showing you this that is going to be super duper important. And also we are going to be practicing. Yes, because it is super important. Today I'm a kind of little series because this is super important where we need to be practicing on these sounds. No, and it is super important that you can find this. We are going to be having some tips that I'm going to be giving you, but I'm going to send you the videos for this, okay? These tips are going to be super duper easy. And for that reason, sometimes I don't show you some videos because YouTube, YouTube used to block me because they sound that they are going to be, they have some rights, and it's right, yes. But let me see if I can show you this video here. Esperemos que no me lo bloqueen. Okay, that's the reason why sometimes I don't give you some videos for this, but it's okay. It is going to be super duper easy, and here we go. Let me share with you my screen. Excellent, and here it is. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Hello, my friend. It is me, E.D. But you can call me Ed. I make 3 sounds. Id, hunted. D, played. You get helped. What you talking about, fool? Your words are confusing the T. That's me. If you make my sound, then people are going to get confused. How will they know which of us to use? Why, it is easy, my friend. An ED will only go at the end of a real word. Here is a real word, and so I go at the end. But I am making the sound T. Help. T. Helped. The T is the only letter going at the end of these words. But if you take away the T, you will see that this is not a real word. Well, what about the D? For D, it is the same. This is a real word, and so I go at the end. But I am making the sound D. Film, D. Filmed. But these words have a D. But if you take away the D, then you will see that what is left is not a real word. So this is not the place for ED. Well, I get it now. The T and the D are part of a word. ED is only used if there is a real word already. Just listen to the T. There's no ED. Got me. That's the letter T. B, where there's a word already. So you can use ED instead of me. It's the T that's keeping it real all along. Yeah.
Okay, that was like something funny for you. That was it. And those were the sounds with irregular verbs. Tell me the truth. Were they easy or difficult? Remember that if you have some questions, you can be asking me in order to solve them. So, woo, we were talking about these regular verbs with the sound it at the end, T or D. I'm going to be sending you more videos about this. Actually, let me write it. Whereas it. Finishing the class, I'm going to be sending you this. Well, we were practicing with this, but also you are going to be having extra exercises. Remember that they are not going to be homework, but they are going to be super useful for us in order to continue practicing every single day. Now that we were talking about regular verbs, let's continue with the second part for the topic that are going to be the irregular verbs. No, irregular verbs, that's strange. Irregular verbs, excellent. And you already know, I think, that they are different like stages when we are talking about verbs. We are going to be having, actually, I have here my verbs. The different tenses. Because sometimes I say, oh my goodness, regulars and irregulars in all the tenses. Well, when we are talking about verbs, we are going to be talking also about tenses. Infinitive, present, past, future, past participle, right? But in this case, let me show you some parts of them. Regular verbs or the regular verbs are going to be the verbs that ends with ed in past and past participle. They are not going to be changing their forms, okay? They are going to be the same, tuck, 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 in the different tenses. Okay, we are going to be just adding the ed at the end, and that's it. That's the only problem that they are going to be having, or the unique trouble that they are going to be facing in their lives. But with the irregular verbs, let me tell you that all the word is going to be changing, or sometimes the word or the verb is not going to be changing, but the sound is. For example, I have here some examples or some irregular verbs. For example, the verb be, no? In past was, were. In past participle been. Think, thought, thought. Make, made, made. They are similar. They are the same in past and in past participle, but these two are different from the verb in present or in indefinite. Break, broke, broken. Go, went, gone. Take, took, taken. Speak, spoke, spoken. Run, ran, run. Can you give us a clue how we can be learning these verbs? Yes, indeed. Practicing every single day, making some questions, asking some questions, writing, speaking in English with me, with your friends, by yourself, with yourself. You can create a sentence with each verb. My tip for this situation is this: make a sentence with the verb in present, then a verb, then another sentence or the same sentence with that verb in past, and the same sentence or another sentence with the same verb in past participle, another with future, and so on, in order that we can be learning, you can be learning these verbs, because it could be easy to tell you, yes, learn by heart. Apréndetelos de memoria, ¿no? De corazón. No, it is not super cool. If you have the time and the energy, you can do it. But it is better when you are making a significant or having a significant learning. And also, you are going to be having super lists of English verbs. Swim, swam, swim. Teach, taught, taught. Buy, bought, bought. Speak, spoke, spoken. No, do, did, done. Sell, sold, sold. Word, word, word. Read, read, read. Hear, heard, heard. Eat, ate, eaten. Run, run, run. Put, put, put. Go, went, gone. Could, cut, cut. Fall, fell, fallen. Drink, drank, drunk. Fly, flew, flown. Choose, chose, chosen. Sometimes the pronunciation is going to be the situation. For example, read, read, read. No? Fly, flow, flew, flown. Fly, flew, flown. Choose, chose, chosen. They are going to be, yeah. They are going to be having different things in common. Yes, for example, buy, bought, bought. In two tenses, they are equal. The situation sometimes or most of the times is going to be at the beginning, the first verb, not the verb in present. Then sometimes the verbs in past and in past participle are going to be easier. No? And also I am giving you here another list with some different verbs that we can be using. They are irregular verbs, okay? And it is super, as I was telling you, super important that you have the opportunity to practice and learn these verbs. Another list with irregular verbs. They are a lot. Yes, but let me tell you something. I'm going to be helping you with this. 120 most common irregular verbs, okay? 120 most common irregular verbs. We can start here with these ones, and then you can continue with this list or this list. But indeed, as I was telling you, it is super important that you can have a lot of vocabulary and a lot of verbs, because verbs are part of that vocabulary. Let's start with this 120 most common verbs that are irregulars. You can do it. And now you are going to be helping me with this. Look at this. You also have here with the verbs and the drawing. Sell, sold, sold. Pay, paid, paid. Forget about if it is going to be finishing with it, with to, or with the. Now, those were the regular verbs that are going to be ending with ed. Here, as we are going to be having different verbs, they are going to be having specific pronunciations for each one of the verbs. Pay, paid, paid. Leave, left, left. Blow, bleed, blown. Okay, write, wrote, written. No, written. Nah. Sing, sang, sung. Speak, spoke, spoken. Stand, stood, stood. If you are lucky and you use and you find and you listen verbs that are the same like stand, stood, stood, they are almost similar in all each their forms. Sleep, slept, slept. Ring, run, run. Okay, but indeed, yes, we are going to be having regulars and irregular verbs. And the situation with the irregular verbs is that we are not going to be having superclues that when the verbs are finally ends with W, you are going to be having blue and blown. No, 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 no. There is not a super clue that can be helpful for you. We need to learn them by heart. Okay. And now I'm going to be giving you this exercise in order that we can be practicing our irregular verbs. For example, in the number 1, Mr. Harrison, ¿quién sabe qué? A sports car to his birthday last month. Gotten, got, or has got? We are not going to be talking about past participle, just past, irregular verbs, just past, simple past. God, where is my pen? Here it is. God, excellent. Number 2, Jane, I don't know what, the 100 meters dash this month. 1, exactly. My dog Pause slept in my room last night. Cool. George read, no read because read is in present, read is in past. George read the morning newspaper yet. We can use has read, no? But we are facing our focus, our attention in past, simple past. My cousin broke her arm when she was skating. When John and Sally were friends, they spoke in French. Excellent. Pat was in a hurry this morning, so he didn't make simple past or made. But as we are talking about regular verbs in past, maybe we are going to say made, no, because of the context. Pat was in a hurry this morning, so she didn't make. Yes, teacher, but for example, here we can use hasn't read or has read. Yes, depending the context, we can use past participle and that's super great. But in this moment, we are practicing with the past of the verbs in a regular form because it is super easy to know that it is with has and the verb here we are practicing the verb in past. Last summer, the 3 wasps stung me on the arm. Cool. Number 9. Larry, I don't know what, tomato soup for dinner today. Yes, here we are going to be making use of past participle. He has had. He has had. Or she has had, depending the tense that we can be using. Last week, I letter to my grandma. She hates text messages. I wrote. Excellent. Number 11. The boys, their own carol at the nativity place last Christmas sang or have sung. No puede ser have sung, no. Have sung. Have or has had, depending, no? The situation. 12. Tom and Sue went or have gone, depending, for a walk. They'll be back in an hour. Cool. Peter, a hot shower before he went to bed last night. Took or have taken. Could it be possible? Have took, it is not possible. The kids, I don't know what, 10 liters of lemonade. All the school for fair last weekend. It could be have sold or sell. It's okay. Fred, I don't know what, a few pounds recently. Lost or has loose. Okay, depending. The phone, when I was cutting an onion for the salad. Rang, no? In past participle has wrong. No, was rang. Strange. 17. I don't know what. An interesting documentary of mummies lately. We have seen, no, have saw, no, that is not possible. Mike, I don't know what, of his bike and it's broken now. Fell or has fallen. Excellent. Fell or has fallen. Molly, I don't know what, a glass of milk when she got up this morning. Has drunk or drank. Excellent. Harry, I don't know what, a huge fish. Excellent. You scoffed? Well, if you want to say that in a past moment that was super near from me, okay. Has just scoffed. Number 21, Alice, I don't know what, a letter to her cousin Brenda. Just sent or have just sent. Sorry, has, because it's Alice, has just sent. That's super cool. 22, I don't know what, my kite every summer when I was a little boy. I flew or I had, well, no, it cannot be. I had flown. I read flown. Depending, but the most, like the better, will it be the number one? 23, my grandparents, I don't know what, a cottage in the mountains last year. Bought, no bought, bought, or well, how about? But depending the context, because how about a cottage last year? Nah, depending the context, but in this case, the context is sending me to did. And finally, Dave, I don't know, for school at 8:30 this morning. Has leave or left? Wow, This exercise that I have here is going to be for you, okay? You are going to be choosing the correct past form of the verb. Here we were practicing, yes, I want to focus more on past tense, but depending the context, you are going to be having the verb, the past participle. Excellent. We are going to be reviewing question tags. That is an important topic. But till this moment, what do you think about regulars and irregular verbs? Were they easy? We are going to be practicing, don't worry. Maybe it is something that you already know, but we need to continue practice in order to avoid that we can forget something about that. Well, my beautiful students, as always, it is a pleasure to have you here. Really, please let me know if you have any question and I'm going to be helping you. Have a wonderful day and I will see you soon. Any question, please, really let me know. I do really want to help you. Thank you for this opportunity to be here with you. See you later.